Did you hear? Kiko gushed, cramming in. Winner's boyfriend is coming from Sasamba. Jifen is not my boyfriend, Winner objected behind her. If a boy is flying in on a magic compass for you, he's your boyfriend, said Beatrix. Speaking of, who is that? From the south gate came a surtried boy in a grey suit with a pompadour of blue hair, a gold earring in one ear, and thin, intense eyes. That is Yoshi, Kiko argued. She found him in George Jolie. She? Said Beatrix. But now they saw the girl on his arm coming through the gate. Nicola nestled against him in a matching grey dress. We band boys are the best, Dot muffled. How do I get one? Kiko complained. I figured it out. William doesn't like girls like me. She paused. He only likes tall girls. Everyone else groaned. All this talk of boys made Agatha remember the days when she didn't believe in princes or castles or fairy tales. She, the new queen of Camelot. She, who dreams of an ordinary life only to have the most extraordinary one of all. Then she noticed that Sophie, as the other girls dispersed into their groups, her best friend shifting in her boots as if she didn't have a place to go. Agatha knew the pain Sophie was feeling. Deep in her heart, Agatha would always be the old graveyard girl. The castle clock sounded 5, strong and bold. Agatha breathed a sigh of relief, touching Sophie's wrist. Come and help me get ready, will you? Agatha asked. How the tales turned, Sophie thought, following Princess Agatha through Farler Tower. Once upon a time, it was Sophie with a prince, eager to get rid of Agatha as a third wheel. Now Agatha had the prince to herself and was leaving Sophie out in the cold. For Sophie, there would be no royal triumvirate, no busying herself at the castle with her best friend, no escaping her deepening loneliness. She had never wanted to end at Camelot, of course, but she had nowhere else to go to feel loved, and she thought Aki of all people might understand that, until she saw the way Agatha hesitated when she had proposed it. Not that Sophie blamed her. Of course, Queen Agatha wouldn't want Sophie swanning around the castle, stealing focus away from her and King Tetris. Sophie would have been a good girl and done everything possible to set the stage. But Agatha knew her friend too well. The spotlights always found Sophie, especially when Sophie felt lost and scared like she did now. Where to go? What to do? She was so caught up in her thoughts she hardly noticed that Agatha led her up a staircase and through an office door, already cracked open. Agatha closed the door, while Sophie glanced at the crammed room with a single window and broom closet and a mass of soggy books, scraggly written scrolls, and moldy food crumbs. Professor Sanders' old office? Sophie asked. You want to get ready for your wedding in here? Don't want Joe seeing my dress. Better luck, Agatha said, peering around. No mirror, though. Sophie frowned. Where are the nymphs? Who's helping you get ready? Agatha put a small mirror from her dress. Brought one with me in case, she said, handing it to Sophie. Show me what I look like, will you? Sophie stared at her. Agatha, who used it to hide from mirrors, now carrying one with her. Sophie shook her head. You really have changed it, she thought, reflecting her friend in the glass. Only then did Sophie look at the mirror closely. A mirror she had seen before, in a land far away. Agatha's eyes reflected yellow. Then Sophie was falling through them. Agatha's secrets. She was inside Agatha's secrets. That's all Sophie had heard about the mirror. It revealed the things a person wanted to hide. But now Sophie was in a familiar place, dank tunnels melting into view around her, a river of sludge rushing past. The Seers. Sophie, is that you? A voice called. Sophie spun to see Agatha hustling towards her, barefoot in her blue dress. Sophie grabbed at her. Aggie, why are we here? But her hand went through her friend like a ghost, Agatha continuing to move along the sludge, heading towards a blonde girl in a black leather dress farther down the tunnel. Me, Sophie realized it. This isn't now. This is before. When Agatha found her in the dungeon. Quickly, Sophie chased after Agatha, catching up to her just as her friend pulled the old Sophie out of the cell. You okay? Agatha was panting. Why are you in here? Sophie's past self stammered, her skin damp. Sorry, I didn't mean for you to. But Agatha wasn't looking at the old Sophie anymore. She was looking over her shoulder into the dungeon. Agatha's eyes narrowed before she closed the grating, hugging her chest to it, making sure it was shut. Except now the scenes magically pivoted, like a projection rotating on itself, allowing Sophie to see what was happening on the other side of the grating, inside the cell. A shadow crouched on the floor, seizing onto Agatha's wrist and handing her a mirror through the grate. And on this mirror, a message inched in dust. My office, 5 p.m. Agatha hit the mirror in her dress before spinning on her heel and ushering Sophie out of the sewers. That strange, sputtered look on Agatha's face that Sophie remembered.